Only moving very quickly and very forcefully during sex can actually lead to this numbing of your nervous system, the nerves in the penis, the genitals. Hey guys, I'm Jonathan White. I'm here to help you master your sexual energy so you can manifest your ideal life. If you want to learn more about sexual mastery, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to stay notified when I release new videos and go live. Make sure you get my free ejaculation control course through the link in the video description below. Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to talk about slow sex and the benefits of this. So as men, we tend to have very ingrained habits around our sexual experience, and especially the way that we have sex and the ways that we move, the tendencies that we have, right? And a lot of this came from porn, us observing porn and trying to recreate these things in our sexual experience, as well as coming from our masturbation habits, because the way that we masturbate, the habits we have in our mind and bodies during masturbation often translate into our sexual experiences. So I started to personally notice that I had this tendency of, as soon as I began sex, I would just start to go very quickly, to start thrusting away. And of course, that feels good, but only moving very quickly and very forcefully during sex can actually lead to this numbing of your nervous system, the nerves in the penis, the genitals, especially the nerves in the yoni for a woman, the nerves inside the walls of her vagina. With just this constant in out movement, they start to become a bit dead and numb because of a lack of variety in the movements during sex. And also, this is a pattern that often leads men to become very quick ejaculators, right? Because for a lot of men, sex is this very goal-oriented thing where they're just trying to get right into the state of maximum pleasure, which is often more of a mental focus, like developing mental arousal, because, quick friction sex, it's very mentally arousing, the imagery of it, the way that it looks, the way you feel doing it, right? It's very, very arousing, but it can be a little too arousing for a lot of men in that it leads to very short-lived sex. And for a lot of women, again, when this is the only pattern their partner has during sex, it can lead to this numbing inside the vagina and a difficulty in reaching orgasm through sexual intercourse. So what I highly recommend is that you experiment with having slow sex. Very, very slow. So when you first enter your partner, stay completely still for the first maybe 30 seconds, maybe a minute, even a couple of minutes, and just breathe deeply, breathe with your partner, look into their eyes, feel your heart and their heart connecting, and just feel this incredible connection. And then when you do start to move very slowly, and just notice every sensation as you slowly move in different angles. And what you're really doing is you're bringing more presence, you're bringing more intention into lovemaking, you're bringing more awareness. And this is one of the most important foundations for heightening your experience of orgasm, getting into states of full body orgasm, and of course, developing ejaculation control for men. And I want to mention here that I'm not saying sex always must be done in this slow manner, right? A lot of people have this impression, they ask me about this, that to have tantric sex, it must always be very, very slow, no quick movements. And that's definitely not the case. I think that dynamics are very, very important. And just to be honest, most women need a good fucking every now and then, right? Just to be blunt. But this is where dynamics really comes into play. When you only have one type of sexual stimulation, one speed of movement, one type of movement, in, out, in, out, in, out, it becomes boring pretty quickly. And again, you become numbed by the really overstimulation of the nerves in this area. That's what this quick friction stimulation does. And an important note here is that, kind of like learning a musical instrument or any really articulate skill, to do it at of quick speed, you must first be able to do it properly very slowly, right? Same thing with sex. Most men, when they're having sex at a rapid rate, they're having vigorous, rough sex, they tend to ejaculate very, very quickly because it's so stimulating, because they don't know how to regulate their breath, their mind, and their nervous system to be able to handle this type of stimulation for a long period of time. And this is why slow sex can be a very valuable training tool as well, in that it's much easier to control ejaculation and to ride those waves of lower arousal, so you're not right on the edge of ejaculating the whole time when you're going much more slowly, because there's simply less friction on the penis triggering that buildup of tension in the pelvic floor that releases an ejaculation. And something else you can play with is altering the movements you make during sex, altering the angle. For a man having sex with a woman, as you tilt your hips in various angles as you enter her, you'll notice that your penis will massage different areas of the vagina, which you may not be used to having stimulated with your penis. And this can be incredibly orgasmic for both of you because it's very likely that you're fixed in certain patterns of sexual stimulation based on what you think feels the best. And what happens is often certain areas of the penis become more sensitive. The main areas being the head of the penis, and especially the frenulum of the penis, which is right underneath the head. This is basically the trigger point of ejaculation for men. So we're most used to having these areas stimulated because that's what brings the most obvious and quick feelings of pleasure. But when you learn to stimulate the other areas of the penis by using different angles, allowing your penis to massage the walls of the vagina by entering at kind of slightly sideways angles, you start to awaken more of the sensations that your penis is capable of experiencing. And in many systems of esoteric sexuality, it's known that the penis and the genitals, the vagina as well, have these reflexology zones of them, right? And so when you're only stimulating one area of your penis, that area of the body can get overly stimulated. So by massaging all areas of the penis, which will correspondingly massage different areas of the vagina, you're creating this full body reflexology massage basically through sex, and it becomes incredibly pleasurable. And this also really helps women to open up deeper because when you just go straight to intense, quick stimulation, often their bodies are not fully opened up, meaning that her vagina is not fully engorged, it's not overflowing with fluid, it's not as open as it can be, right? And when this is the situation, there can actually be pain for her during sex, which will shut her down, and she may ask you to stop or slow down, and she may simply allow herself to go numb and almost withdraw herself to protect herself from feeling that pain. This is unfortunately a common pattern that a lot of women have. By at least starting out very, very slowly and mindfully, you're allowing the feminine to slowly bring her water to a boil, right? Whereas men, we're very fiery, we can get super aroused right away. For women, it's a much slower drawing on the arousal scale. So this slow movement allows her to really feel you, to feel your heart, and not just feel you wanting to, penetrate her and use her as this sexual object, but you start to make it this internal massage, which feels quite amazing. When I first started experimenting with this, I noticed how I tended to, after a little bit of this, go right back to vigorous thrusting sex. And I started to catch myself and go, okay, that's the habit that I have. And so I would slow back down and notice how when I got back into that slow movement, how much more sensation there was, how easy it was for me to feel that arousal spread to my entire body, right? Because there's less tension when you're not thrusting away, when you're more slowly climbing the arousal scale and allowing the whole genital region to be stimulated, it's much easier for the energy to start flowing through your entire body. And this really translates as well to your self-pleasure habits, your masturbation habits, right? You may notice that during masturbation, especially for men, we have the tendency of just, jackhammering away at our penis. This becomes very unconscious, and we get so used to it that we don't even consider any other type of stimulation. So we wonder why it's hard for us to get over these patterns of premature ejaculation and having a difficulty controlling the arousal. So another foundation is practicing on your own. And notice the masturbation habits you have. Do you have a tendency of focusing on mental fantasy and sexual imagery to really boost up your arousal level very quickly and just hammer away right to the edge of orgasm? This is a pattern that leads to premature ejaculation and a lot of sexual tension in the genitals for men. So to train yourself, first of all, learn to stimulate yourself very, very slowly, and notice how you have the tendency to want to go back to that unconscious rapid stimulation. Slow down, take deep breaths, and think of it as more of a massage than, this goal-oriented trying to get to an orgasm approach. And then you integrate that into sex with your partner. So I recommend that you have a session with your partner where you focus on staying slow for as long as you can. Maybe the entire sex session is this very slow moving sex. And you can communicate with them that you're going to do this, or you can just surprise them. If they're not used to this, they may be really amazed by how different of a dynamic it feels. And you may both have a super orgasmic experience right away. But there's also this tendency for a lot of women to have this porn conditioned response to sex, where the only thing that they're used to is you thrusting away like crazy at them. So for them as well, there can be this process of rewiring their nervous system to reawaken and break some of this armoring and this tension and numbness in their vaginas so that they can gain more feeling and have the sensitivity to feel every little nuance of your penis during slow sex. And then something else you'll notice as you progress with this is that you can change between this very, very slow sex and going back to more vigorous sex. And if you start to integrate what you've learned from these slow sex sessions, stimulating the whole penis, stimulating all the different areas of the vagina, then it will take your sexual experience to a whole nother level. And when you alternate between slow periods and quick periods, it will be so much more pleasurable and fulfilling for both of you. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're ready to go deep into sexual kung fu training, check out my 12-week course, Multi-Orgasmic Man. This is a complete guide for you to learn how to manage your sexual energy, open up the channels of your body so that you can redirect this energy through your whole body, experiencing full body, non-ejaculatory orgasms and lasting for hours in bed. Find more information in the description of this video. Please subscribe to my channel, give this video a like, and leave a comment below. Have a great day, my friends.